Let's go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Heartland Highlight Reel for May the 27th, 2026. My name is Dave Little, and we are recording from the Dave Cave with a recap of action from Heartland Championship Wrestling and all around the Filsinger Games Universe. So let us get it started. It has been a couple weeks since we have been on the channel. I had a couple of work assignments and a couple of vacations, and it is good to be back in the Dave Cave and behind the microphone. But let's get into the recap. One of the vacations was a glorious trip to Digital to Dice Con, tabletop sports simulation gaming convention par excellence. Dave Gardner, Mike Canistrari put on a great event at Preston, Connecticut. And you can see the picture of the motley crew of gentlemen that were assembled for that great event. Legends of Wrestling featured prominently at Digital to Dice Con 2026. Friday morning, we had the legends rolling, and we had people coming from left and right to be part of the action. Also, a shout out to Phil Rea Jr., another Filsinger Games promoter and wrestling fan par excellence. He brought his set, and he had matches running throughout the weekend as well. So, Phil, thank you for representing the Filsinger Games Universe at Digital to Dice Con. The action on the Heartland table at Digital to Dice Con was dominated in the early stages by the Macho Man Randy Savage. Everybody wanted to see Randy Savage in action, and he did not disappoint, racking up 3 consecutive victories. The most notable of those victories was a wild match against Rowdy Roddy Piper that ended in disqualification when Piper pulled out a foreign object and clocked Randy Savage with that object, earning himself the disqualification, and much vile hatred from the Digital to Dice Con universe right there in Preston, Connecticut. Those two may cross paths again in the future in Heartland Championship Wrestling after those antics. Savage was a little shaken up at that point, and it was Bruno Sammartino who came along and knocked Randy Savage off of his perch as King of the Mountain. And as a result of that, Bruno Sammartino ended the day on top of the Filsinger Games Universe. We'll hear more from Bruno later in tonight's broadcast. But Legends of Wrestling on the road at Digital to Dice Con 2026. A good time was had by all. Now, getting down to Heartland Championship Wrestling. We got the Heartland back on the table last night. Patriot Championship Wrestling took to the airwaves from Baltimore Arena. Card number 1426. Bill after Jim Ross, of course, your big men in charge at Patriot Championship Wrestling, and what a night it was. We had 2 magnificent debut matches for 2 new tag teams in Patriot Championship Wrestling. The team of Bruno Sammartino and one of his mentors, Antonino Rocca, took to the mats for the first time in Patriot Championship Wrestling and picked up a victory over the team of Brickhouse Brown and Iceman King Parsons. Rocca getting the pinfall in that match with a flying head scissors that took Brickhouse Brown over and down for the 3 count. Also making their Patriot Championship Wrestling debut, the team of Rick Rude and Manny Fernandez. A very successful team back in the NWA back in the 80s. Rude and Fernandez got the victory in Baltimore over another debuting team of Swede Hansen and Rip Hawk, with Manny getting the pinfall victory over Rip Hawk with a flying burrito. So lots of tag team excitement last night in Baltimore. Also on the pre-show in Baltimore, it was a couple of singles matches with Bob Armstrong getting the victory over Paul Jones with the Georgia Jawjacker, and the Great Gama getting back on the winning side of the ledger. pinning Dewey Robertson with the Gamma Throw. Then things took a turn for the bizarre, the controversial. Percy Pringle III, as you know, the leader of a faction in Patriot Championship Wrestling that has fallen on hard times. But Percy Pringle had two members of his faction both making it to qualifying matches last night in Baltimore, both looking for a shot at the Patriot Heavyweight Championship. First, it was Vader, accompanied by Percy Pringle, getting a big win over superstar Billy Graham with a front slam in a sensational match of two powerhouses. And then the match of the night saw Rowdy Roddy Piper taking on Butch Reed. And that match was all over the place. Percy Pringle got involved on behalf of Piper. Paul Jones got involved on behalf of Butch Reed. And finally, it was the distraction by Percy Pringle that allowed Rowdy Roddy Piper to pull his foreign object and clock Butch Reed with that foreign object, leading to a knee lift and the pinfall victory for Rowdy Roddy Piper. So it is now going to be Piper versus Vader in a number one contenders match for the Patriot Championship, the Patriot Heavyweight Championship, and we'll see if Percy Pringle III can hold that together as two very volatile elements within his faction come nose to nose with a shot at the gold in the offing. Finally, our main event last night in Baltimore, North American Heavyweight Championship. The champion Johnny Valentine, accompanied by James J. Dillon, taking on a formidable challenge indeed from Ed Strangler Lewis. And after all was said and done, the devastating Strangler's headlock was the deciding factor as Lewis defeated Johnny Valentine by submission. Lewis now a two-time North American heavyweight champion and a proud one, putting an end to a very successful 259-day title reign by Johnny Valentine. Congratulations to both of those men for an outstanding match. Valentine with a great run as North American heavyweight champion. All good things must come to an end. That's no consolation, I'm sure, to Mr. Valentine and Mr. Dillon. Congratulations to Ed Strangler Lewis, your new North American heavyweight champion. All right, now we take a look around the Filsinger Games Universe. And what better place to start than Velvet Wrestling? Neil Lau, your CEO, commissioner, booker, you name it, he does it all in Velvet Wrestling. And he keeps those dice rolling day to day to day. And the Velvet Posse is represented here. Champions all around. Magnum TA, Hard Boiled Haggerty, the Laredo Kid, Jordan Cruz. Jordan Cruz just added to this list just before we went to air, picking up a championship victory over Tiger Mask to earn his spot in the Velvet Posse. On the ladies' side of the Velvet Posse, Nicole Bass, Layla Hirsch, Kelly Skater, the Ray Tank herself, and of course the Tank Girl Shotzi Blackheart, all holding the gold in Velvet Championship Wrestling on the ladies' side. So Neil, keep those dice rolling and keep the action hot as you are known to do. Also reporting in is Frank Wainscott and his Legends of Wrestling Federation. Big show coming up this weekend from the Omni in Atlanta. For the vacant Mid-American Heavyweight title, your main event will pit Ted DiBiase against Jack Briscoe. DiBiase and Briscoe going head-to-head for the vacant Mid-American Heavyweight Championship. That should be a classic. Also going down in Atlanta this weekend, the Spoiler, accompanied by Paul Ellering, will take on George South. The Hustler, Rip Rogers, will do battle against Brickhouse Brown. The Armstrongs, Bob and Brad Armstrong, will battle the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette. Arn Anderson will be in Atlanta to take on young Sam Houston. Another popular Georgia wrestler, Wildfire Tommy Rich, will join forces with Thunderbolt Patterson to take on the hated Long Riders. And Blackjack Mulligan goes one-on-one against Angelo Mosca. Plenty of beef against beef in that matchup between two big behemoths. That will not be for the faint of heart. So Frank Wainscott coming strong with an outstanding card of action coming up this weekend from the Omni. An update on the Butcher Legacy Championships. The Butcher Interpromotional Championships are back in action throughout the Filsinger Games Universe. Your current men's Butcher Legacy Champion, Bob Orton Sr., representing Great North Wrestling, and he has got challengers lining up left and right, as Bruno Sammartino has been awarded a shot at the Legacy Championship as a result of his outstanding performance at Digital Dice Con. Velvet Wrestling also stepping up with Shinron challenging for the title. Jack Briscoe now throwing his name into the mix on behalf of Frank Wainscott and his Legends of Wrestling Federation. So what are we going to do with all of these challengers? We're going to throw them all into a gauntlet match. July 4th at Freedom Festival 2026, Dayton, Ohio. The site of the annual Freedom Festival will feature a gauntlet match for the Men's Butcher Legacy Championship. Bob Orton Sr. is your defending champion. He will be challenged by Bruno Sammartino, by Shinron, by Jack Briscoe, and maybe more. If you are a Filsinger Games promoter and you want to get one of your guys in to the gauntlet match on July 4th, just say the word. Official Filsinger release cards only. Any federation, any wrestler eligible to compete, just drop a comment in this video. Drop me a note on Facebook Messenger, on the Discord. You know where to find me. I'm not a hard guy to find. If you want a piece of the action on the 4th of July gauntlet match, just say the word and we will make it happen. On the ladies' side of the Butcher Legacy Championship, the championship has changed hands a few times. Leilani Kai, most recently the champion representing Grant Bachoko's federation out west. She evidently lost the belt to Lena Cross, and then things got a little confusing. Some other contenders entered the fray who were not official Filsinger released cards, and the title changed hands a couple of times under unfortunate circumstances. So as of tonight, we are declaring that title vacant, but the title will be decided between the two last known champions, Leilani Kai and Lena Cross. That match will go down on June the 13th on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network as part of our June the 13th broadcast. Why June the 13th, you may ask? And the reason is very simple and very poignant. June the 13th, deep in the heart of Kentucky, is the celebration of life for our dear friend Kevin Butcher, who passed away a few months back. Unfortunately, my travel plans will not allow me to attend the celebration of life for Kevin down in Kentucky. So Kevin, you are missed. You will always be missed. And to honor Kevin one final time on the day of his celebration of life, we are going to have a defense of the Butcher Interpromotional Ladies Championship in the ring in the Dave Cave. Leilani Kai versus Lena Cross. Hope we will see you there. All right. Our final update is this weekend in the Heartland, this Sunday night. We will be back on the channel, the good Lord willing, with action from Pro Wrestling Mid-America. New Orleans, Louisiana will be the site of all of the great action. 2 feature matches. 1, a number 1 contenders match for the NWA World Tag Team Championship, as the team of Nick Bockwinkel and Ray Stevens does battle against the Road Warriors. And the winner of that match will go on to face the current reigning NWA World Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express, Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane. Also in New Orleans, The Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship on the line. The new champion, Macho Man Randy Savage, defends in a rematch against the former champion, Jackie Fargo. Jackie Fargo to be accompanied by Jimmy Hart in that matchup on Sunday night. Should go down probably somewhere around 6 o'clock Central Time. Keep an eye on the Facebook page. Keep an eye on the Discord. And we will give you a minute-by-minute update as to when we will be hitting the airwaves on Sunday. So until Sunday, thank you all for tuning in to this broadcast of the Heartland Highlight Reel. It has been my privilege to present this to you tonight. Thank you all for joining us. That's our show, and I am out of here.